Zacks Rank Buys, stocks with a short-term buy or strong buy recommendation. Now, here are more Zacks Rank Buys.
Let's take a look at a couple of value stock picks now with Tracy Reinick, our value stock analyst here at Zacks.com. You've got an interesting one here. Comes from a region of the world that you have not written about.
No.
PTI Computer Systems, PTI, the
Yes.
ticker symbol. It's an Indian company.
They are. They're in Mumbai, and they do IT services and consulting and that kind of thing, which we've seen with some other companies. But it's interesting because they're, headquartered in India, but they have operations in numerous countries around the world. And they just had a really good quarter, actually. The computer services, the IT services, seems to be rebounding a bit here worldwide. And they had revenue that was up quarter over quarter, which we've seen with some other companies, but that's a good sign because it's going forward, doing better. It was up about 3% quarter over quarter, but still down over 11% year over year.
Okay.
But they did beat estimates. The stock is trading fairly cheap right now. It's a little, almost 13 times forward, so that's not super expensive. And they are growing, so that's also an added component that is helpful for this kind of company. The estimates are jumping because they beat, and things just look a little bit better going forward here, like maybe the worst is behind them. So they had both the next quarter and the full year estimates are being raised. The chart is crazy. What we've seen with a lot of the emerging market companies especially is that it really bottomed out in March. This stock was about $4.25 in March, and now it's almost $18. So, it's really rebounded, but the fundamentals are holding for right now. Like I said, it's not super expensive here.
All right. And then you've also chosen to call our attention to Hanger Orthopedic Group, HGR.
Yes. Ticker
symbol, no doubt in anybody's mind, or there shouldn't be, what kind of business they're in.
Right. They operate care centers for orthopedics and prosthetics. They also do distribution of those items and stuff. They're basically one of the bigger companies in this area. They're also kind of interesting. They beat this last quarter as well for the second quarter, and they raised guidance, actually, seeing a little bit better going forward here. Their revenue was actually up 6.8% year over year, which is a good thing for most companies these days. We're not really seeing that, so that was positive. Mm-hmm. The estimates are up because they raised the guidance. It was 96 to 98 cents, and they raised to 102 to 104, so that's nice. And they also, analysts expect next year, 2010, to see a little bit of increase, about a 14 to 15% increase going into the next year. So these kind of healthcare companies are kind of stable right now. The chart has been interesting for Hanger. It's all over the place, unlike a lot of the ones that we've seen, and it hasn't had the big rally that we've seen with a lot of the other companies. Healthcare has been a little bit more tenuous because of the healthcare reform stuff that's out there right now. Yep. So it sold off a couple months ago when the rest of the healthcare sector seemed to sell off, and then it's been kind of trading in a narrow range. It did get a bump off these last earnings, so it's up a little bit here. It's not a super expensive stock. It's trading a little bit over 13 times forward, but for this kind of company, that's pretty good.
Okay. Do you own either of these two?
I do not.
Alrighty. If you want to check out other Zacks Rank Buy stock picks in the various investing categories, go to Zacks.com's homepage. We update them for you in the upper right-hand corner of that homepage each day. 4 new ones up there for your consideration. With Tracy Reinick, I'm Terry Ruffalo.